Hey, and welcome to the channel. I've made a few videos now about different movies, and one of them is about Gremlins, the perfect messy mashup. Feel free to check it out if you get the chance. But when I rewatched the movie over Christmas, something really caught my attention. I saw something that I've never seen before. And I've seen Gremlins many times. I even saw it in theaters when it premiered back in 1984. But this time I noticed something that I'd never picked up on before. Something that immediately made me think of The Shining. And by the way, I've made a video about that movie too, just so you know. Well, back to Gremlins. I'm not going to recap the plot or anything like that. In this video, I want to focus on just one thing. Billy's car. Yeah, imagine a car almost make you fall off the couch and think of Stanley Kubrick's classic horror film from 1980. Here's what I noticed. Billy Peltzer, the guy who ends up with a mogwai that spawns gremlins, drives a red Volkswagen Beetle. It's unreliable, it only starts when it feels like it, and Billy constantly struggles to keep it running. It adds a bit of comic relief, and you can't help but feeling sorry for him, surrounded by nothing but technical problems. If you've seen Gremlins, you know exactly what I mean. But what's interesting about that beat-up little car isn't the engine, it's the color. Because the color changes. At the beginning of the movie, the Beetle is clearly red. No doubt about it. Tomato red. But when things start to spiral out of control in the film, Billy's Beetle suddenly turns yellow. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. Did I really see that? The yellow car flashes by pretty quickly, so I had to rewind and pause. And sure enough, the red car has magically turned yellow. Later, it turns red again. That's weird, right? Why change it from red to yellow and back to red? What's the point? And then it hit me. The Shining. When Jack Torrance drives to the Overlook Hotel for his interview, he's driving a yellow Beetle. But in Stephen King's novel, the car is red. And later, in the US version of the movie, that red car appears, completely destroyed in a traffic accident. This has been talked about many times as Stanley Kubrick's very deliberate way of saying, "This is my film." That Stephen King's book was just a starting point. Now I have to mention Steven Spielberg. He's a huge fan of The Shining. He said that he's watched it at least 25 times, and he had many long conversations with Kubrick. And of course, there's that sequence in Spielberg's film Ready Player One that's basically one big tribute to The Shining. Spielberg was also producer on that film, making sure Kubrick's masterpiece was honored properly. Now, you might think that I've completely lost track of Gremlins at this point, but I haven't. Here's what I think. Steven Spielberg wasn't just a producer on Ready Player One. He was also a producer on Gremlins. And he was already friends with Stanley Kubrick in 1983 when Gremlins was being made. So my theory is this. Spielberg deliberately changed the color of Billy's Beetle from red to yellow as a subtle wink to Kubrick's The Shining. I honestly can't come up with any other explanation. But what do you think? If you have another theory about why Billy's Beetle changes from red to yellow in Gremlins, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you're not already a friend of the channel, feel free to like and subscribe.